Dati, pag magpipitch ako, ang tagal talaga.
You have to explain everything.
The game is very different then and now. Then, I would get any opportunity that I can. Napakakonti ng number of potential clients because traditional marketing pa rin yung angat na angat dito. Now, 50% of the budget at least is digital na. Ang layo ng shift. Before, it's just what? 0 to 5%. And then, they're very picky pa. They don't know if it's gonna work. They don't know who I am. I'm 21, 22 years old. Sadly, I don't have a lot of facial hair. Alam na alam talaga nila, ito fresh grad to, bata to, di ba? Paano mo aalagaan yung kumpanya ko? So, Clarry, I think you have some questions then for me, and I'd be happy to answer all of your questions.
I wanted to really get an idea on how did you start? Because, of course, back then, as you were saying earlier, digital marketing and SEO is very, very different 13 years ago. So what were the challenges that you experienced, especially starting a team in an agency?
So, when I started, I love writing. I started a blog called God in You. I wrote about my faith, my Christian journey as a single guy, and philosophy, apologetics. So sabi ko, ba't parang walang nagbabasa? And so I searched around and this thing called SEO kept popping up. And you have to understand, when I say SEO back then, yung mga forums na lumalabas nun,
Forum tayo, no?
hindi siya white hat lahat, diba? So I had to experiment, like what's ethical, what's unethical for Google. I applied the things that I thought were ethical. It's not spamming others, it's not contributing negatively to the digital community, it's actually contributing good value, positive. Yun yung mga in-apply ko sa God in You blog. And it worked. So sabi ko, okay, sige, this SEO thing, it works. I get good traffic. Maybe some companies might need it. But I didn't go out and pitch it kasi ang hirap eh. I-educate ko pa kung ano yun eh. Hindi naman lahat may website nun. This is 2010. So you can imagine digital marketing was not a thing. Everyone was spending in traditional. TV, billboard, radio, newspaper, magazine, yan pa, press release. No one's spending digital. And then one day, a miracle happened. Someone in church was looking for SEO. And then for some reason, sa akin siya napadpad. I cannot make this up. It's really a miracle. Kasi, number one, ako nga kakatuto ko lang kung ano yun eh. How can this person know what it is and is looking for it? It's a small contract. After that, I finally graduated. I got to a trip with my dad in Hong Kong. I met a lady there. Her name's Angelico, and she had an uncle here who owns Scuba World, which during that time was the biggest scuba diving company. And sabi niya, oh, my uncle needs SEO. And she said she will refer me. At the back of my head, I thought, she'll probably forget about me. Kasi hindi naman kami magkakilala eh. Wala naman akong company name, wala naman akong website, logo. Anong portfolio ko? Yung God in You blog. I had to make do with all of that. Kasi she remembered me. And her uncle did call me up. Sabi niya to present to their office. So I went there in Makati. I remembered I was thinking, what will I present? Wala akong portfolio. God in You blog ko, nakakahiya. Personal blog yan, di naman negosyo yan eh. Mga keywords mo, di ba? But hindi, binayaran ko na yung pamasahe ko pumunta dito. Alam mo yun? Andito na ako eh. Sige na, tutuloy ka na. Oo. Nakakatawa pakinggan. Yung inisip ko, nabayaran ko na yung pamasahe. But during that time, I had no money. I was kicked out of the house. I failed 28 units in school. So wala akong ibang maraming option. I had to take what I was given. And this is an opportunity. So sabi ko, sige, diretsuhin ko na to. So I presented to that guy. My proposal was researched from Google kung magkano ba SEO, ano bang package inclusions niyan. Sabi ko, sige. And then pumayag siya. That was my first 50K a month na revenue sa SEO Hacker. And then after that, I would get some clients from referral. And then soon after, I was able to rank for the keyword SEO Philippines. And I would get passive leads na. We would get leads from those keywords eh. That's how we grew steadily. Engine of growth namin, may pumapasok na leads every week. Up until now, we still get good leads from their
website.
The good thing about it naman is now, 13 years later, mas kilala na kung sino si SEO Hacker. My network knows na si Sean, wala na ibang ginawain kundi SEO. So pag may SEO inquiry, si Sean. Diba? Ako na yung nire-refer. All businesses, if it continues on and pushes through the grind and difficult times, magiging mas kilala ka eh. Kasi you weathered the storm. But during that time, whenever I would get client requests, oh, pitch ka about SEO, nakakatawa kasi they would ask me during the pitch, what is SEO? Can you explain it to us? Diba ngayon wala nang ganon. People who need an SEO provider, they know what SEO is. You don't need to explain it to them. You just need to explain how you do it. What makes you different from other suppliers, diba? Yun na eh. Dati, pag magpipitch ako, ang tagal talaga.
You have to explain everything.
The game is very different then and now. Then, I would get any opportunity that I can. Napakakonti ng number of potential clients because traditional marketing pa rin yung angat na na angat dito. Now, 50% of the budget at least is digital na. Ang layo ng shift. Before, it's just what? 0 to 5%. And then they're very picky pa. They don't know if it's gonna work. They don't know who I am. I'm 21, 22 years old. Sadly, I don't have a lot of facial hair. Alam na alam talaga nila, ito fresh grad to, bata to, di ba? Paano mo aalagaan yung kumpanya ko? It was difficult. There were times talaga na they would ask, what's your age? And I don't lie, I tell them talaga my age. And then they will say, you're too young. How will you take care of my business? There were potential deals that didn't push through just because I was young. But then there are also companies who believed in me. Eurotex is one. Hanggang ngayon, kliyente ko pa rin yung sister company nila, Roberts AI PMC. And I didn't let go talaga of that relationship. I treasure that relationship. They kept with me. I'm thankful talaga.
You have 60 team members. Until now, what's your involvement in the day-to-day of your company? What's your approach to making sure that, I think you have Gen Z employees as well, eh?
Yeah.
Managing Gen Zs is a bit different from managing mga millennials, no?
Yeah.
So what's your approach to that as well?
Every generation has rotten batches. And every generation has okay batches. And every generation has good batches. I've gotten millennials that are really, really good. And I've gotten Gen X that's really, really good also. Diba? So, it's not about anong generation ba eh. It's about the quality of the person. The character. Doesn't matter what generation you're in. You look at the, tama yung sinabi mo kanina, the core values, they have to fit. In fact, I wrote an 80-question exam. And if there's 0 points or negative in any one of those, we don't hire them. So, ganun kami ka-strict sa core values. I personally wrote those questions. How I get to manage my people now, what's my day-to-day. Mostly in leadership, you will not always be in the operations as the founder. The most critical role that you will hold is leadership. How do you lead your people? Sa akin, yung mga pinaka-importanting nandito ako is my executives. They have to know my vision, our direction as a company, what I expect from them. What are going to be the heaviest decisions that I need them to make? Could be from their team representatives or in your case, mga manager. And so, these are things that are critical for me because I need to focus only on things that only I can do. The things that don't require me to do it, I delegate it. What are things I cannot delegate? Things that we've never done before, such as expansion. So the Singapore expansion, I personally went there. I personally had to open the company there. Wala nang ibang may kain kasi we've never done it before. Expanding our back office to Bacolod, I personally had to do it. I had to check the properties there. I hired the HR manager there. So these things, no one will do it because we've never done it before. But running the operations, we've done it before. Running the technical side of the business, we've done it before. So these things we can delegate. Aside from that, I still head the sales and marketing. Anything related to pricing, pitches, client calls, client reklamos, ako pa rin nag-handle. The marketing side, still me. And new business ventures or new business opportunities, yung mga new solutions ba?
When you were starting, have you had a hard time or did you have a hard time delegating some of these tasks? How did you go about making sure that the delegation of the tasks will be as efficient and effective as possible when you were starting out as a company?
Delegation is all about showing them how you do it, but telling them, I don't expect you to do it exactly like how I do it. They have their own style. They may want to experiment, but be clear on your parameters. So ano yung non-negotiable? Ang non-negotiable ko is dapat ito yung resulta. Dapat in this amount of time tapos mo siya. Dapat ma-communicate mo kay XYZ pag tapos ka na. Yan yung mga non-negotiable. Yung mga bahala ka na is paano mong gagawin within those parameters. But don't tell them that and then say, ito na yung susi ng Ferrari, i-drive mo from point A to point B. Sure ball, mababangga nila yun, magagasgas nila. Huwag kang magre-reklamo pag nabangga na gasgas nila yun. What you need to do is you tell them, okay, you ride on the passenger seat, your shotgun. I'll drive. I'll show you all of the mechanics of driving this from point A to point. O, di ba nadala ko sa point B, walang gas-gas? Okay, now let's switch. You drive, I'm riding shotgun. I'll see how you do it. And then after doing that for 3-4 times, you're confident, then you give them the keys to the Ferrari, diba? So, ganun ang delegation. A lot of times kasi, nagmamadali tayo. Inisip natin.
Kaya ako nga to hinar para makatulong sa akin, hindi makaperwisyo diba? Ito na yung susi, bahala ka na. Galingan mo ka.
Ganun na lang dadaanin mo sa motivation. It's not the way to delegate. Di ka pwede magmadali. These are things that made us slow down. So, we have onboarding system already na wala na kami kailangan gawin. Even my execs don't need to do anything about the onboarding. It's all automated. Video na, lahat. They just need to watch it. and go through it. Even the hiring process namin, we have a pre-hiring video. So if you're still in the hiring process, di ka pa hired, nag-hire na ako sa'yo. These things we built over time. These things slowed me down, but that's okay because now, for the most part, the company is running on its own. It doesn't need me anymore. I'm going to be the cap kasi that will halt the growth of the organization if I don't do that. These things, yeah, it slowed me down in order to speed us up. Diba? So, ganun na negosyo. Someday, when you grow, there are times that your business talaga will stop and reevaluate. It's not gonna be all about closing deals, onboarding them, and hiring people. Yun yung gusto nating laro, di ba?
Closing deals, boarding new clients, hiring people. Yan tatlo lang, yan tatlo. Hindi pwede.
Tayo yung business owner eh. All of these new things, we have to take care of them.
It's a bit of a technical question. With the integration of AI, SGE, what's your outlook within the next 5 years for search? Some people see it as a threat for SEO industry. So what's your outlook on that and your insight?
I think it's a new opportunity. Actually, not a threat. There will come a time when the next generation will no longer search in Google, except for commercial requirements. They want to buy something, they want to know where something is located, they will still use Google. So Google will not go away. But for informational searches where they want a deeper data and a deeper explanation, I think they will no longer use Google. They will use whoever will win the AI race. No one is a clear winner yet. ChatGPT sure is ahead, but they also sold to Microsoft. Microsoft's Bing is not there yet in terms of being the best, most relevant results compared to Google. We see Google doing this SGE initiative, but sila naman, maganda yung engine nila ngayon. But the AI side, sakto pa lang. Hindi pa, they're calibrating pa. So it's unclear yet who will win the race for AI.
For the past 15 years, Google has been changing. Parang ang daming beses na sinabi na SEO is dead, but SEO is still not dead. SEO is
it will not die. Because even in the age of AI, what will you call it? Di ba nagsa-search ka rin ng information? AI is also a search engine. In a way, it is a search engine. It's not sentient. It's not able to think for itself and have emotions. We're not at that level yet. Maybe we might get to that level someday. Right now, it doesn't. It's not like that. So it's still a search engine. For the most part, unlike search engines though, it can produce its own output. So it can do tasks that search engines cannot. That's why we don't call it a search engine. But a lot of people don't use it for that. They use it to get answers to their question. In which case, they're using it as a search engine.
My insight for that is not always about search engines. It's the search journey. It's not just piece of blog. You have to have video content. You have to have multiple formats. So people are searching in different ways. SEO in general will be not just for Google, but for technically understanding how your customers reach you. And how will you be visible throughout that funnel, throughout those stages.
So ayan, if you want to reach out to Clarry, he's doing SEO. May iba pa ba? Social media?
Website development. We do
Website development and
SEO.
design. Where can they best reach out to you?
So you can reach out to our website, Agenix Digital, and also our Facebook page, Agenix Digital. That's AGNIX.
Alright. Thank you so much, Clarry.
Thank you very much for your time, Sean.
Appreciate
Thank you very
your time.
much.
Take care and God bless, guys.